Hello guys, so welcome back to my word processing class using Microsoft Office Word for advanced users day 4. So far we've made progress, like the feedbacks are just so massive, looking at the work you are putting in to become a better user of Microsoft Office Word. I must say that they're quite commendable. In fact, some of you went extra mile to do incredible things that I've not even talked about in the course of this tutorial. I'm very proud of you guys, and I must say that if there's any part of Microsoft Office Word that you're having issues with, please let me know whether they're included in this tutorial or not. Sometimes it might be as a result of oversight that I did not touch some of them. So if you notice any of them, let me know. I'll be happy to put you through, and even though it will warrant me to create a personalized video to demonstrate how they work, I will. So that is to tell you how important and how much I value you as one of the students going through this course with me. I'm very, very happy that you are doing so, putting in all the effort, all the time, and all that is required of you to improving to become a professional user of Microsoft Office Word. I am your ever joyous facilitator, Sakawaka, spelled Sakawaka. And now we are in day 4. Da, 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 da. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. So today we'll be looking at proving and comment. We'll be looking at proving here and comment under the review tab. Under the review tab, you have proving and comment. Now, under proving, you have spelling and grammar, which is just like something that helps you to glance through your work for you to take note of where there are possible errors in your document, probably typographical error, and some other errors that might be encountered in the course of preparing your document. So after preparing my document, I'll just come to spelling and grammar. When I click on it, it gives me this proving here in this right pane, and here you see it highlighted. It was first used in the 16th century for a person who used to compute, that is, do calculations. Now here they are saying that, okay, look at it now. After an introductory word or phrase, a comma is best, telling you why they feel like this place needs adjustment. And then it brings out, now this is what is highlighted. It brings it out here. If I want it to be read,
It was
I
first
click on
used in
it
the
and then
16th century
it
for a
will. So
person who
here
used
now,
to compute,
it is
i.e. do
highlighting it blue for
calculations.
me, telling me that this is where the error is found. It is not spelling error, but let me look at it, and this is the suggestion saying that I should consider putting a comma after the full stop. This I.E. They're saying that it would be better if I put a comma. If I'm okay with the way it is, if this is what I have in mind, I will just ignore it. But I agree with them. There should be a comma after that abbreviation. So I just click on it. And then it goes on to the next one, saying that the inventors of the computer were John W. Macaulay and J. Presper. Now it's telling that this J. Presper, there's a problem there. Probably, now look at it, it's suggesting that I just use Presper. But to me, I think what is wrong here is my spacing. You see it, I just did the spacing and it's okay. I can now come back to resume. It goes on to look at it. Okay, 5th generation computers use ultra large scale integrated circuit, which I believe is what this is. So it underlines this large scale. It underlines the large scales, the large scale rather, tell me that I'm supposed to have this instead. So once again, if this is what I want, I can ignore their suggestion. But let's go with this. C++, Java.NET is telling me that after my Java here, there's no space before the .NET. And those of us that are in the computer world, in the computing world, you know that Java is different from .net. They are not the same thing, which is why I agree with them that there should be a space after this comma. So I'll click on that suggestion, and that goes on. This Zeus, I don't know who this person is, but they are telling me that probably I spelled it wrong. Should it be Zeus, Zusi, or Zuzi? So since this is someone's name that I don't know and I got this from a website, I assume that this is correct. So I will just ignore it. Common, which stand for common, what is that? Cowboy. Common. I agree with them. This cowboy, well, I think, okay, now look at it. CO for this, CO for common, the business oriented language. So this is correct. This is not a typo error. This is just one of the computer jargons. So here, this capital letter C and capital letter O is correct in this context. They are correct in this context. So what I will do will just be to ignore. Normal English, this is wrong. This is supposed to be common, but because it is trying to explain this acronym, it is correct. So I will just ignore it and then go to the other one. The same thing here, Fortran for formula translation, then FOR for this FOR, and then this TRAN, TRAN for this TRAN. This is correct. It is not a typographical error. So what I will do is I will ignore it. In fact, I will ignore it wherever it is, this translation. I'm ignoring all in case something like this appears in the document. I will just ignore it all. Now, this Skelby, they are saying, okay, the first way this and that is looking at this statement from this place. So they are saying that it's wrong. So this is, I think this is someone's name. So what I'll do, is it Shelby or Skelby? I'm not sure what the right spelling is, but I think they probably should be right. So what I will do is to ignore it, or if I will be using this subsequently, I'll just add it to the dictionary so that whenever I type it, it won't show this red line again. It won't mark it as something wrong. So if I add it to the dictionary, it is added to the library of this Microsoft Office Word 2019 that I'm using in my computer. So whenever it is typed, I don't have to see this, and then let me add it to the library. Color. Okay, this is British. I think this system is American. This version installed is installed with American English. So this color, British, it is not wrong based on what I want. I want it to be British. So I'll just add it to my dictionary. Micro Pro, you understand how it works now. So I can just continue, ignore it because that is correct. Hypertext mark, of course, that is correct. But they say, why not use hypertext like this? HTML. HTML. I prefer it this way. So I'll just add it to my dictionary. World Wide Web. I understand why this is like this. Because no, he also coined the term World Wide Web includes the first user browser. Now, this is the title of the first browser, World Wide Web. It's different from the World Wide Web with space. The World space wide space web is the name is the name of the web. Meanwhile, this World Wide Web without space is the name of the first browser that Tim Berners-Lee created. So having that knowledge, I know that this is correct and it is not wrong. So I just add it to my dictionary, and then comes there to say, of course, these are jargons that I just typed to explain head notes. So I can just, of course, ignore them, ignore all of them. Yeah. And with that, it has scanned through my document and certified that my spelling and grammar search is complete. So I'm done with this. So if you go through my documents now, you see those red and blue whatsoever, they are no longer showing. That's because I've scanned through my document using this spelling and grammar. However, we still advise you that you manually read through your work to be sure, because of course, computer dictating error can never be compared to humans dictating errors. We complement each other, computers and humans. Now you have thesaurus here. Thesaurus here, which is like a mini dictionary in your system. It works better by looking at synonyms and antonyms. That is word similar in meaning and word opposite in meaning. So, for example, the shortcut for thesaurus is Shift F7, of course. Okay, here it is, Shift F7. I know that like since ages. So, if I want to look at this, for example, device, or let me say electronic, I don't know what electronic is, and I'm not close to my dictionary. What I'll do is I will highlight it and then click on thesaurus. It will give me explanation. Like when you say electronic, it means something electric, microelectronic, electrical, automated, automatic, and so on. If I say mankind, for example, I click on it, Shift F7. Where is that F7 here? If I click on it, okay, you can see it now. Mankind, it means manhood, men, folk, males, and so on. So that is how the thesaurus works. It is just like a mini dictionary giving you nearest meaning, all those kind of things. Thesaurus. That is how it works, and it can be found under proofing in review. Stores, for example. Click on thesaurus. It shows you stores. When you say stores, supplies, provision, goods, foods, rations, varieties. You have so many of them, so many synonyms, and if there's an antonyms for it, you will see it. So that is how the thesaurus works with the English. Like I said before, this is US English. So if you want to check them out, you can click on the language options there. Now let me click this. You have your word count. Your word count, it's similar to what you have in your status bar, giving you page 1 of this, but this word count here is more comprehensive. It's more detailed. So when you click on it, it's telling you that statistically, okay, word count. Now it's telling me that I have 13 pages in this document, and so far the words in this document are 3,045 words in this document. 13 pages, words typed 3,045. The characters with no space, that is characters that has no space, there are 16,912. The characters are different from words. A word is a combination of two or more characters. So you understand. So characters form words. And then the characters with spaces are 19,875. What of paragraphs? I have 150 paragraphs and 400 lines. These include text boxes, footnotes, and endnotes. I think somewhere here, let me check out. What am I looking for? There's something I'm trying to remember. Something just occurred to me now. I still don't have it clearly in my head, so let's continue. So that is it for word count. Now, if I want my system, this is version 2019, in case you don't have this speech. If I want my computer to read, this is an AI feature. I will just click on it and then it will read.
A computer is an electronic machine that collects information, stores it, processes it according to user instructions, and then returns the result. Omanuwa, 2056. A computer is a programmable electronic device that performs arithmetic and logical operations automatically using a set of instructions.
Now, some other thing that we'll be looking at in this day 4 is comment. It's very important to look at comment, and I picked a very special interest in comment during my project year. In Nigerian higher institutions, lecturers are used to frustrating students with multiple copies, and they just draw red line, tell you to rewrite, redo this, and all those stuff. And each time you go, you are sure to spend money. So what I did was to meet with my project supervisor tell him about the comment and told him that, sir, I'll be sending my project work to you online. What will happen is any part of my project that I want me to do anything, you use comment on it and then you send it back to me on my email. I will go through it and then effect, then send back to you. It's funny that it's coming from me to him, but I love the man. He listened to me and we worked with it. So I really did not spend much on my project work in the university because by the grace of God, my project supervisor aligned with me on the use of comment. I barely printed safe, so everything was just done and sent online. So what is comment? For example, if this is a project work and then now they now say, okay, this electronic machine should be changed, probably rephrased. Yes, that is one thing they love doing. They just cancel and say rephrase. And they say rephrase because this is printed, assuming it is, you have to go and then reprint, which is another money that you'll be spending. Man, Nigeria is hard, and I know why I'm saying it. So any way you can cut down expenses, please do, especially when it comes to little things like this. So what I would do is that if you submit this to your lecturer now, or you are collaborating with someone, for example, in document, and you don't want the person to alter your original document while the person try to effect changes, you just come to new comment, click on new comment. You see it here, and I cannot type it here and say rephrase. You see it. I have not cancelled it. This is it, rephrase. When the person click, the person say, okay, it's here, trace the line. This electronic machine should be rephrased, and then you do it. Come down here. Next, I want the whole of this to be taken out. Instead of me to just cancel with my pen and all those kind of things, trying to explain, I will just come to new comment and say, okay, delete this portion. Now, mind you, I'm commenting on the document. I can then highlight and then come here and say, okay, I've gone through it. I don't think this year that is quoted there is correct. Incorrect quotation of date. I'm not saying it is wrong. I'm just trying to give illustration. Say, okay, incorrect quotation of date, and then the person say, okay, incorrect quotation of date, goes make research and put the right one. So instead of all those things that they're doing, I'm making reference to project works because I know how frustrating it was for some of my peers then trying to figure it out with that supervisor. Sometimes supervisor will cancel like 2, 3, 4, 5 pages and it will alter the whole of that document they type and start rearranging. Only if they knew this. I told few of them and they worked with it. But some people were adamant, and coupled with lecturers that never want to improve, they declined their student proposal for this. But thank God for mine. He paid a listening ear and made my project work easier for me. So I can click on new comment and then here brief history and say, okay, change this title or change this heading. You see it. That is it. And then once I'm done, I can now save and send to the person. It helps for collaborative work, actually. It helps for collaborative work. Probably you are working on this document with some other person. Instead of just changing things, you insert comment and the original person that has the finance on the document looks at it and make the changes. So with that now, I can now send. When I send, you now have here, the person can now come to these changes, and then this is previous change. Go to it, click, so you see all the comments that have been made so far. So here, let me go to the next comment. This is the next comment. Okay, this is it. I accept this comment. It moves on to the next one, which is this. No, I don't like it. I don't like that comment. Reject it. it delete it. This one, I accept it, I'll work on it later. This difference and you delete this portion. No, I'm not going to delete it. So I will reject it. I'm not working on it later. Okay, this date, yes, I agree. I will look into it. I will accept. And later on, if I make my research, I can now come back and look at my document, then try to effect these changes. Do you see it? I can now try to make correction to these things and work on the comment. If I accept, the comment remain there. If I don't want it, I can reject, move to the next comment, and then move to the previous comment. So that is how it works. Let me reject them because I don't need them for this. If you print the work now, the comment will be printed, and that is the beauty of comment. And so far, that is it for our day 4 class on the advanced class, which is proofing and comment. Remember, in proofing, you have spelling and grammar, thesaurus, word count, and they are talked about this speech. Then we looked at comment. Now, somewhere here, I think in beginners, yes, comment. I told you that when you get to the advanced stage, that will look at comment. It's the same thing here. If I click on this and then click on comment, you see it's the same thing. When I told you that we look into it. So whether you use it here or use it under review as comment. Where is it? Yes, this is the comment. So let me delete the comment. And that is how it works. So I can delete previous, next, show the comment in the system. Let me undo them. So here now I can say, okay, next comment, previous comment, okay, delete the comment, go to the next one, delete it, which I can still reject here, which works with these track changes. This works with these track changes, but it also works for comment, as you've seen so far. So I can delete it and so on. So that will bring us to the end of our day 4 class in our advanced users class day 4. So just try to practice. If there's anything you don't understand, like I always say, let me know and I'll be happy to put you through. I remain your ever joyous facilitator, Sakawaka. So see you in the day 5 class.